How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And baseball was probably the most well-represented sport on the NES. And that's probably because baseball was so prominent in Japan, as well as in the US. So there were a lot of different takes on America's pastime. Today is probably the most interesting of all of them. This game is from 1989 in Japan. It got to the US in 1990 and was initially called Softball Tengoku in Japan. Today, we're going to take a quick little look at Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball. Now, this game is the most pickup game type game ever, right? Because you pick a team at the start of everything. There's a roster of 60 characters. Each character has their own unique abilities. Like, some of them run faster than anybody else or the other characters. Some of them have a better arm. Some of them can have a better bat. You know, they do a lot of different stuff. And so you pick a roster of players and you play on these really unique fields. There's like cliff sides and just regular sand lots and jungles and all kinds of stuff. Once you beat all the other teams, you win on all the different fields. Then you play against a team of unselectable characters, all female, called the Amazons, on a professional style field. Once you beat them, you beat the game. And this game, for what it's worth, is probably the best thing that Tosei has ever developed. Did I not mention that this game was developed by Tosei? Tosei did a bunch of garbage on the NES. This ain't an example of that garbage. This is actually, this ain't a bad video game at all, in the slightest sense. And the art style with the little chubby, little chibi characters, and they all look like they got on these weird bodysuits, but some of them have like spiked clubs as bats, and it's just a bunch of stuff going on. But it's a good game, and it has the tenets of softball kind of embedded in there, slid in there with like traditional baseball rules, like home runs. The way home runs are set up, there's a demarcation line, and it might not be out of the field to play, but if the ball goes past that line, regardless of if one of your characters or the opposing team's characters can get to it, it's a home run. It counts as a home run. Love that. But yeah, this game is a pretty standard baseball game, except for some of the softball rules that are slid in place. And you can change your pitcher's stance from overhand to underhand, and there's little stuff like that make this game work in a really interesting way. And yeah, it's pretty solid. This was probably the first sports game. I want to say this was the only sports game that Broderbund published on the NES. And for my money, it's pretty doggone solid. You know, it's not so much you can really say about baseball games on the NES, because minus a couple of little tweaks here or there, they're pretty much all the same. And this one kind of has the same vibe as, say, an RBI baseball without the official license. Now, if you decide you want a copy of this, Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball has and will continue to probably be the most expensive baseball game on the NES as far as resale is concerned. Loose cart copies are up over $50 for a loose cart. More often than not, you're going to pay more around $75 for a copy. And again, a good game. Don't know if I can say it's worth all that, but it is in fact a good video game. So if you want to play it, figure out a way to play it. If you really, really need a copy, that can happen for you. It's just gonna cost you, you know. But this has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. That's a power pad puzzle game. Please make it make sense.